Howdy folks, I'm Dave. Welcome to the channel. Let's get started. So I've got some elm here. And it does have some spalting in it, which is nice. It's got a couple other, we'll find out, features in there, but you can see some of the spalting coloring just under the surface there. But we need to always keep safety in mind. So I'm going through these blanks. And I have 4 of these. My intention is to make 2 bowls with 2 lids. These pieces of elm, which I've not seen this before, I'm hoping it's part of the drying process and not catastrophic. But I have here where this is lined out in pencil, and then these 3 spots. These are ring shakes. I know that pretty much any tree can get ring shakes depending on what kind of damage it gets or whatever. But I want to see if they're part of the drying process, so I'm going to try to turn them away. And these either will make it as a full-size bowl, or they'll make it as something smaller. We'll find out. So as always, I'm going to start on the balance point. And I don't want these to be natural, and my intention is not to make these natural edge bowls. So we will go with that, since that is the balance point. The elm's a little bit softer of wood, does turn nice. One of the other things I noticed too is some parts, at least on the outside, at the end grain, we'll see, maybe the outside part of the bark there is kind of punky. So we'll see what we wind up with, man. This will be. I want to work through these. They might be kind of plain Jane, so there'll be an opportunity to maybe use some dye, maybe play with some color with it, maybe ebonize them. I don't know. We'll just see what we kind of get when they turn these into blanks. Okay. Not really any vibration to speak of at the moment. Take a look at what we got here. So I'm going really fast. I do have sharp tools, so this, in theory, punkiness will disappear. so you can see that ring shake a lot more clearly. Let's see how deep it goes. Let's look at this side. Yeah, nothing happening there. So I think this is, yeah, this is the side that I cut in half. That's the side that was exposed to the weather for a while. Not the weather, the ambient temperature. Okay, yep, still there. I'm hoping it doesn't go all the way or too much further. We shall see. Well, it looks like it might be going away. All right, seemed like the pull cut a little bit better. See what happens when we go the other direction. Gonna say it likes the pull cut better. I'm not sure. I'm gonna take another cut, but it may. Well, that might be it. I'm not sure. Well, we'll just carry on. I'm not sure. It looks like it may have gone. I'm also very curious to see, this wood may be too far gone. Let's see. Let's grab that fella. Okay, there'll be some sanding, but nothing terrible. I guess I got to get rid of that. Okay, so I know that's going to be my center. Let's move it so that the face of what I'm working on is perpendicular. I want to clean off that little bit of pith before I put it back on center, because I think having a raised rim around the bowls is going to give it some interest. Let's see, that's the center, right about there. I think I better get rid of all of it. Well, maybe not. I'm playing along for a little bit longer, but I may switch to something that's not so punky. Alright, let's put it back on its center so that I have that offset rim. Okay, let's work on the outside shape. Swap tool steel for the sharper one. Not the shape I want, I just want to see how clean this wood will cut, how much sanding I'm going to have to do. Well, let's just clean that got me. Okay, a lot better. Let's see, that's close to the shape I want, so I think I can do the sanding. I forget what we got over here. Let's see. That's 320. We don't want that. So this is cool. We do have some spalting happening, some discoloration inside the wood itself. This blotchy pattern, that is part of the spalting process. See how that did. Okay, so definitely can see some beetle holes, so that's kind of cool. Like having little features like that. It looks like the sanding did a nice job. Let's see if I can get up in here a little bit better. I'm going to have to go back over this anyway once I cut the tenon away that I'm going to use for the chuck. Yeah, that sands nicely. And shoot, man, I think 150 looks fine the way it is. Okay. That is a pretty nice surface. Alright, that's one. Let's go for the next big guy. Start him off on the balance point as well. Well, you do have to stay there. Whoops. And it would help to tighten down the tailstock. Okay, that looks good. Connor Viking Mellow. Hey, Connor. Hey, how's it going, man? Yeah, I'm making some cover. Or at least the idea is I'm making some covered bowls. But on this piece anyway, I've got to see if I can get rid of these ring shakes like I did on the last piece. I think that is part of the drying process because it didn't go all the way through on here, which is nice. And hey man, I will be at the Tech Center tomorrow. I am taking some rather large cuts, but for one, it's elm. It's a little bit softer wood, and I've got really sharp tools. And I have practiced my tool control, so we're all set. That ring shake is still there, and that one's still there, so we'll see how much more material we have to remove. Still a little bit there, still a little bit there, but it does look like it's kind of going away. This may be more of a, well, we'll see what the diameter is. It may just be a smaller bowl. Still there. A little bit of that one still left. Or it might be just a box. Who knows? Just a box, he says. It might be a pretty box. Still there, still there. Getting some dust from whatever beetles or larvae were in this thing. Still a little bit there. Well, shucky darns, man. This may not be a... It might still be there. That's definitely there. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get anywhere with it. I'll take one more pass. I'll take one more pass for 100, Alex. I guess it would be 200. I don't know. Yeah, still there. All right, so I'm done with this piece. It may or may not become something else. Let's see. Yeah, let's go with this guy. We'll call that the balance point. That should be good. Okay, let's see if we can get that cleaner, but you can see the spalting in it. Some nice red in there from something. Let's see, I'm gonna take the diameter down a little bit more. I've got a crack right there. Let's go to a full cut. So let's do it on the push cut. So what I'm doing with the push cut, I'm going with my ABCs, my anchor bevel cut. So I've got my anchor on the tool rest, anchors on my body. I'm kind of in an L stance, if you will. And I set my bevel in the direction of travel I want it to go. Once that's set and I've got my flute in the right spot, I'll start off, and I'm not pushing with my hand, or I'm just leaning into it, so it's my whole body that's actually moving. It's a lot more ergonomic that way, and the direction of the tool stays the same. It's a lot easier to control. I'm just moving like this. So there's a lot more control there, and a lot less beating myself up. Alright, so this is going to have to come down some anyway, so I'm going to, let's see. What kind of surface I can get here. And I need a better look at what the timber is actually doing. without all that pockmark funkiness showing up. It'd be easier to see any cracks or whatnot. So definitely see the red there. That was where that crack was. I think I'll take one more. No, I won't. That looks like that is some compression wood, so there'll be some curl and maybe a little bit of feathering there. So that must have been like a branch. I will have to take this down a little bit, but that looks pretty nice. Alright, let's make a tenon for it. So if you can tell, I'm not totally sure that this wood appears to be usable, but as you can see from the last bit, that part wasn't. Part of the journey to being a wood turner is knowing when to stop, and that's a hard line to find. Sometimes that's good. Oh yeah, that's plenty. Okay. Take that down just a little bit. Okay, so that's our lid material. So since I'm still between centers, let's take a look at this guy. Now I see ring shakes, different part of the light. So let's see if this, if we can get rid of those ring shakes and make this a usable piece. I think it's worth it even with your lighter woods, less dense woods, to find that balance point, so that you're not starting off with vibration, or at least as little as you can get away with. Come on now. There we go. This should be, if not on it, really close. No, guess not. That's really close to balance. So Connor, I don't remember. I don't think you have a lathe, right? Not yet. Have you had a chance to get over there? Anybody that has one, do some practicing. Okay, that all clears. Now it's round. Let's see about those ring shakes. I need to make a cleaner cut. Not hog off so much at once. And looks like I'll be going the other direction. Let's try that. Okay, so it likes being cut better that way. That's a ring shake. That's a ring shake. That's a ring shake. That might be a ring shake. This paste may not be usable either. So my stance changes when I'm actually facing the piece. I'm in, I guess in martial arts they call it a horse stance. My feet are about shoulder width apart. I get my ABCs, anchor bevel cut, and then I just shift on my angles left to right, holding everything in place, and that gets me a pretty good pull cut. I think that might still be a ring shake. That kind of appears to be too. Let's see about getting a little bit more refined surface, get a better view. So that is a ring shake. That is a ring shake. And that's not a ring shake. I still have these two. So I'm just going to stop at this point. Well, that's some really cool spalting though. Alright, let's see. I'll take another pass. Maybe those ring shakes will go away. Still got the spalting happening. That's cool. Alright, let me hit with some abrasive. This might be a piece I can still work with. Alright, let's throw some abrasive on and see what we got. Man, it's got a nice pattern. I think I'm gonna hold on to this. It's gonna take extra sanding because it's a little bit punky in some spots. But I like the spalting, so that'll be a project for later. Back to the bowl. Now we're moving on to a chuck. So I'm slowly going through older pieces of wood in my shop to make some more room for this other lathe. And there's no guarantee that it's going to be good. Okay. That guy aside, all of that aside, this guy back. So you can see that one side of this is taller than the other, and that is intentional. Oh dear, now from this angle I can see a really big crack. Let's look at the rest of this. Well, I think that means, and it goes through like where all the larvae or beetles or whatever, there's a gallery of tunnels in there. That one's already smaller than this guy. So why don't we start off with that guy? Actually, let's do this. I've got to get rid of that crack. That's just not going to work. I could spend a lot of time, and who knows, I have no idea how much time it would be, working on it and trying to save it and repair it and all that. I just rather not. It saves extra time, at least for this lumber anyway, that I don't want to spend. So if I can get down to usable wood without too much hassle, I think I'm better off. Okay, I gotta go down in a little bit more. There it is. Wow, I've been turning it at 400 for quite a while. It might make a difference on my finish with this wood. That's not supposed to happen. don't know if you caught that. My tool rest post came loose. Okay, let's see if that got rid of that crack. It did. Alright, so I will use this as the lid. Taking a little bit more of a cut than I probably should on the inside. A little too aggressive. Okay, that is not quite the wall thickness I want. This wood winds up being in pretty decent shape, I'm gonna, and I think it will, I'm going to make it a thin wall, so I think I'll do a piercing design on it, maybe. just going to work my way down in stages. I'm getting a little bit of wobble there. It's a softer wood. That's a good thickness for piercing. Let's just use this guy. Just round the edges a little bit. See where that leaves me. Getting a little bit more wobble, not a lot. I think I will raise my tool rest just a bit. All right, let's see. And then these little beetle burls will do double duty too. I won't pierce where those are. They will be the natural piercings. I've got to slow down as I get towards the center of the bowl because things are moving more slowly. Oh, that's really close. Got to use the magic pencil to do my depth gauge. Cool. Let's mark that. And that curve will go up into it. Starting to get some vibrations out of it. Alright, this should be my last cut on the inside. See how that went. Okay. Let's be crazy. That paid off. Negative rake scraper using just the burr. That paid off pretty well. Okay. I wouldn't normally do that. That is a geez, that is about 1/8 of an inch wall thickness there. But I figured there was nothing to lose. Okay, so that will sit on there. This will be, we'll finish that curve and then make either a base or that to be the handle for it. So back to this guy right here. So I got some red in there. That's nice, and definitely got some spalting happening. So that is nice to see. Actually, wasn't expecting as much spalting as we've seen so far today, which is really cool. that get rid of that nonsense. Almost. Looking for cracks right now. Then I'm going to shape the outside. Now this boy, that's really light. Oh my. Don't tell me that's a... Yep. So there's a ring shake right there. And well, shoot, man, if I glue that, it's going to discolor the wood beyond what I really want. I was afraid of that. Yeah, you can definitely see it in the light. So I actually got really lucky there. This did not fly apart on the lathe. I did not get to that point, but I got awful close. Alright, so can I glue that? I don't know. You know what? I'm going to try... I'm going to try some wood glue on it later, because at least on the outside I can wipe that off with a damp paper towel, and then it should sand off rather easily. So then I guess that will be the outside diameter. How does that look? A lot cleaner. Very cool. Still got a little tear. There's a possibility that that is going to be ring check. It's possible. There is some spalting. It's discolored white, bleached out. Try cutting the other way. Okay, so it wants to be cut that way. Alright, so I'm looking at this dude, and I'm thinking this dude needs to have a rounded bottom. That is a really really good start. Let's see. Let's see what happens when I try it this way. See if I get less tear out this way. Not really, so I'll have to cut this from the other side, and then that's fine. So I'll hollow out the bowl. I'll get my registration set for the ledge that this needs to sit on. Then we'll flip it around and finish off the bottom. Check out chat here, hammer grips, dusty dry bug dirt with wood shavings. Yeah, right. Hammer grips, hey, thanks for stopping by the way. I'm not sure. Connor was here, but I haven't seen any chats from him, so thanks for stopping by. This is the second Wednesday. I started streaming Wednesday nights now on top of Tuesday nights. This is my second Wednesday, so it might take a little while for people to, watch. Maybe they just want to watch one Tuesday night or something, whatever. But it might take a little bit for people to catch on. Or get used to the idea, I guess. I've been trying to put the information on socials and talking about it during the other streams, the other broadcasts, so we'll see. Always working on building up a following, right? I don't believe that's anywhere near deep enough yet. Nope. That is probably halfway. 2/3, all right, that works. Let's take a gander here. pretty punky. Well, no, it's not that bad. Grain direction changes right there. Alright. Ooh, got some lovely spalting on the inside, though. I'm almost there. Cool. So, how's it going with you, man? Hammer Grips, how you doing? Looks pretty nice in there. Alright, let's see. I wanted to take that down a little bit. And that will be my depth. That's a good wall thickness, I say. before I finish that, let's see. I need to make that little registration shelf. Worst comes to worst and the lid doesn't survive the gluing process, I'll still have a usable bowl. So very close. So I'm not looking for a tight fit on this guy. This is mighty thin. And I'm going to do some piercing on it. So close, almost. Took a little too much off there. He's skosh too tight. And that's actually a good thing because I'd like to remove some of this. That took care of most of that. All right. Whoops. Careful there, dude. Oh man, it fits, but I still think it's just a bit too tight. Although the corner could have been the problem, that inside corner. Just a little bit. Just a little bit too tight. That should be right on the money. Yep, very cool. I'll take it. So take the wall thickness down just a little bit more. Let's get these tools out of the way. I am following that wall, so that means that there's a slight incline. Oh man, that is right on it. Well, okay, that works for me. Let's see, is that too thick though? You know, I'll take it down just a little bit more. Double check for ring shakes. I'm getting a little bit of vibration, but again, it's a softer wood, and I want to make sure I don't go too thin. Oh, that works. That is the shelf. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. That works. Very cool, man. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is allow myself a little spot here where I can grab this with the jaws of my chuck, but in an expansion mode. Enough. Let's see, round off the corners there. So that now not only is that a spot where I can grab it with the chuck, it's also a little detail. Add some character to the piece. I want to take negative brake scraper across there. Still a good thickness. A little bit of sanding in the bottom. The sides are pretty clean, so it won't be much sanding in the sides. So that means I get to do it this way. Beautiful. Excuse me. Okay, let's go ahead and work on the topper again. Since we have a conveniently made jam chuck that will fit, and if you will excuse me, it seems that my roommate, Peach the cat, feels like she's been trapped outside and wants to come in. So I will be right back. Back to business. And if I blow my nose. Alright, so I'm going to bring up the tailstock. I don't need a lot of pressure. Again, this is a very thin wall. that be the right? I don't know that I can save this lid. I'm hoping that I can. We'll find out. So again, don't need a lot of pressure on this bad boy. It's a thin wall. That dude's creaking and groaning. looks mighty nice. So I'll sand that up. Get a new bit of abrasive there. Let's see, this one is 220. This one is 220. This is the one I want. So I got the curve matched here. I wanted to match that curve with this little fillet that the knob appears to grow out of. So that it's a continuous line. Not putting too much pressure on this again, it's a thin wall vessel. I'm putting the minimum pressure I think I can get away with. In an effort not to crush it. That looks, that's not bad. Okay. Get lots of cool spalting on here. It's not all the lines and stuff, although there's a few. Bothers me is that ring check. But I'm going to try to fix that later. Really nice even wall thickness all the way through. That'll be nice to do a piercing design on once I get that fixed. So let's set this off to the side. And while I'm at it, grab the other jaws because I need the larger jaws for the chuck so we can reach that inner spot there that I made for these jaws. So let's take this guy off. Cool. As you can see, it looks just like a little extra detail here, but that's where I'm going to set the check jaws. So it's doing double duty. Get over there. And I'm not going to need the elbow poker guy. So, any questions on anything you've seen so far? Comments, concerns, even? I am always trying to better myself as a wood turner. So, if there is something you see that maybe you feel I could do a little better, please speak up in chat. Thank you very much. I really like this Vic Mark chuck. This thing really is a solid piece of equipment. I don't get paid to say that, although I'd like to be able to be paid to say that. If Mick Mark happens to catch this, I'm really open to sponsorships. Thank you. I do like this chuck though. I'd like to have one or two more, and with the, I think they're called sharp jaws down under. Can't remember what we call them here, but they're more of a deep well chalk jaw with serrations on the inside, more or less, to hold on to rougher pieces of timber. This goes. Okay then. Fortunately, it doesn't appear that I'll be opening the jaws very wide to get in there and hold it. Is that it? No, that's it. This will also be a little bit, I'm not going to put a ton of pressure on it. I just want to hold it in place while I'm cleaning off the bottom and finishing this curve. But this will be the litmus test on whether or not there's any ring checks or cracks or splits in it that I haven't seen. And I'm not seeing any now. Okay, so I think I want this to lay flat on the table. Yep, that wasn't quite in the right spot. Looked like it was. But I was wrong. Oh, the right way. That doesn't quite look right either. That's in. That's in. Looks right. Let's try it again. Let's check that foot. Still a little proud. So I want it slightly concave on the bottom so that it sits on the outside little lip here. I'm going to leave a little bit of a lip. Gosh, man, that's not even quite a 16th. Just to give it the appearance of hovering just above the table. This edge won't touch the table, and you won't really be able to see this till you pick it up, so it'll look like it's kind of floating. At least that's how it sounds in my head. That's not bad. Okay, that'll sound out really nice. And now there's less to sand. All right. This is going to take a light touch. Tailstock too close and the handle a little bit long. throw some abrasive on that. So for those of you who aren't familiar, this is an air tool. It's a Grex sander, orbital sander, random, which makes it really nice to be able to use it as a friction sander, so that I don't have to turn on the air compressor if I don't want to. So kind of two tools in one, a friction sander or air driven. Really pleased when I figured that one out. Okay, let's see how that looks. Do a little bit more on the side there. This all looks good. Alright. Very cool. How about the bottom? Let's double check that. Foot. Yep, it's just a shy of a 1/16 of an inch concave. Did I just? I did. I did just drop my my abrasive. I'm like, where'd it go? Very nice, very nice. Alright, I really like the surface on that. And at 150, that is actually a really nice surface. So, and I like, excuse me, I like the tooth of it, the grip of it. And it will take a finish really nicely once I think I'll clear out these. Well, there's not many on this one. A couple of beetle holes, 1, 2, 3, two little tiny ones, and that one right there. So let's go ahead and sign it. At the very least, I can make another lid if this one does not survive the process. Cool. Let's do a little bit more of that action. Take that off of there. So it's nice. You can see the spalting in it on the inside there. All that spalting and shadowing, the color changes in the wood, that splotchiness looking, that's all the spalting process. So is this. So that's actually a pretty nice little piece. And again, if this lid, I set it over here, not over there, does not survive the restoration process, I can turn another one to fit. So that actually is a really nice shape overall. It's sort of reminiscent of an acorn a little bit, but that is actually a pretty nice shape. All right, I am going to run the compressor and sand this down. So I can call at least that whole part of the lid finished, and then all that I'm working on is this ring check, where there it is, this ring check, and some glue, some wood glue, to try to keep all that together, because otherwise this whole 5 inches or so is just going to pop out at some point in the not too distant future. And if I pierce it, which is my plan, the structural integrity will be terrible for that. But I think if I get the glue in the right spot, and I can tape this down, or even use rubber bands and get everything, use this as the form, if you will, to keep everything in place, I think that might turn out okay. So I'm going to mute momentarily while I run. Oh, sorry. A little bit back here. I am impressed at how fast you changed jaws. Thanks, man. Lots of practice. Looks a lot like my Nova. Yeah, Nova is a good set of jaws, and it is kind of similar. This one's made in Australia. $450, I think it was, when I bought it. But it has been the most solid, dependable chuck I've had, and I've had it now for at least 3 years, probably longer. I use it a lot. I don't use all the functionality, because on the back of it, it's got, well, let's take it off, I'll show you. It's got some indexing stuff on the back that I never use. Sometime in the future I might. But it's got these indexing bits, and that may be also partially because these are made for, well, I mean, they're made for their Vic Mark lathes, right? But this is a 1-inch insert, so I could work it on this. So I'm wondering if those indexing points are for like a Vic Mark lathe. But I haven't used them. It's possible that I can do some indexing somehow using those on this lathe. So I'm hoping that is the case. So pardon me while I mute you for a few. I got to run this compressor, and it's a loud, obnoxious. So bear with me. Oh, it looks like the tunes have stopped, which is a shame. Come on now. Oh, there it goes. There we go. All right, so I will be back with voice here in a minute, and the sacred one. First time chatter. Hey, welcome to the channel. I don't know if you're a wood turner or you have interest in it. I started this channel. My name is Dave. Hi. I'm a wood turner, clearly. I'm a lot of things, but tonight I'm a wood turner. And so I started this channel to become a better demonstrator, a better teacher, a better turner, and I want to help other people become better turners too. This is a passion of mine. It's a lot of fun. I've found over the years that wood turning is more finesse than anything else, and learned a lot of ways to avoid getting the bod beat up by turning wood. I want to be able to do this as long as I possibly can and keep it fun. And so those are the things that I teach to people: tool control, the right cuts to make, all that stuff. Because I want other people to enjoy it as much as I do. I started this as therapy for PTSD. I had a bumpy couple of years, almost gave it up. And partially that's because when I started out, I went to YouTube to look for information, and that's not a smart thing to do. A lot of people on YouTube are doing some really unsafe, crazy things. And one of my main focuses is about safety. Because again, I want to be able to do this, and I want if you're a wood turner or wood turners in general, to be able to do it also for as long as they possibly can without getting body damage. So it's a lot of fun. My suggestion is don't go to YouTube. Go to a local turning club and look for their better turners, turners that teach. Glom on to well-known turners like Lyle Jameson and Mark Gardner and Dixie Biggs. Amazing. The list goes on and on and on. But there are a lot of well-known turners. I'm starting out of my career as a demonstrator and teacher, so I hope to be in that list, not necessarily that echelon. I don't want to be the best turner in the world. I just want to be the best one I can be. And I have a lot of fun with it. Hopefully that enthusiasm comes across, and I hope it builds some in you if you have an interest in wood turning. So thanks for joining me. This is not huckleberry wood. This is elm. It's spalted elm. I would love to be able to turn some huckleberry wood. This has been sitting in my shop for a couple of years. I had split the logs to get the pith out, and then let them dry, and I caught it at probably about the right time. I would say another year maybe, and this would have been unturnable, just because it had started to deteriorate. But I caught it at the right time, that it still can produce a really nice surface that's not all pockmarked and stuff like that. So I'm really pleased with that bit. But I just need to clean this guy off. I'm going to use an air sander. But I'm going to mute so you don't have to listen to this god-awfully loud compressor. I'll be right back. Hammer grips, you got the finesse part down. Hey, thank you. I'm always practicing. Like I say, I want to be a better turner. Every time, every cut I go at, I consider a practice cut. I want it to be the best cut that I can make each time. Minus the roughing stuff where you're really trying to hog stuff off. But even those cuts, I want to be safe and secure and well done. So thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to mute now. Please enjoy the music. I'm going to sand this dude really quick, and I'll be right back with you. And we're back with audio. Alright, well, I had intended to make 2 of these, but since the other blanks had ring checks, this I think I can use. I've got a little bit more to take off, so this might be some small box or something, but the other piece I had to toss out because the ring checks just went too deep. Here I'll have to work on fixing that. But for now, that's it. And once it is pierced and finished, I will make sure to bring it back on to show it off. Let's see, this should actually line up this way, I think. Let's see the other side. There we go, that's the side. And I love it when the grain lines up the way it should. You see that splotch and that line that goes all the way through. This spalting continues through up this way. That's cool. I like lining up the grain. I think it looks really neat. And plus, I just think it shows so much nicer when you see that. It looks like it's all of a piece, and in effect it is. It's from the same log. So that's very, very cool. Alright, so having gotten this far, I think I'm going to call it a broadcast, call it an evening. I also do need to, I'm not cutting it too short, so that's cool. I am teaching at the Tech Center here in town tomorrow. I hope that if you are in the area, that you might be able to stop by Alden, Michigan on June 8th and 9th. I'll be there at the Whitefish Art Festival with my booth and a lot of stuff like this. If you can't make it then, there's a few other art venues that I'll be at this year that I'll announce as we go along. I've got one in June, one in July, 2 in August, and then one in June, 1 in July, 2 in August, and I think 1 in September. So keeping me busy, but I enjoy it. Again, my name is Dave. I'm a woodturner. I go through this spiel all the time, but I did start turning as therapy for PTSD, and it's great for that. It's a very meditative process once you get the hows and the whys down. Like everything else, when you start off, it can be a little difficult when you start something new, but once you learn the right things and you do some exploration on your own, but you practice your ABCs, your cuts, learning how to grind your tools and keep that same grind, the doors just open up and finesse comes with time. So don't give up on yourself. If you're a turner or you're just starting out, don't do it. Find a competent turner that can show you some of the ropes. Take classes. I take classes from other well-known turners as well. There's always something new going on, always some new, and I keep coming up with new stuff myself. I plan on teaching back hollowing and form and function, stuff like that. But a lot of people aren't really back hollowing and don't really understand it. It's something that's been around for a long, long time, mostly used in Europe, but not to the extent that I do. So I'm looking forward to that part of my career, to be able to pass all this knowledge on. So anyway, thanks for joining me on the broadcast. Again, I broadcast Tuesday and Wednesday evenings, 8 o'clock till 11 o'clock p.m. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks again for stopping by. Hope you stay friendly. And folks, if I don't see you next Tuesday, I hope to see you next Wednesday. Have a good evening. Take care.